Greetings, friends and enemies, and welcome back to Art by Flan. Today we've got something a little different, as you can see. I'm drawing traditionally. I did this on a live stream, my monthly live stream last month in January, and I'm drawing Princess Zelda because I was playing a lot of Breath of the Wild at the time, and even the background music I had during the stream was Breath of the Wild. And that's the sort of text you see scrolling along there at high speeds is from my live stream where I had just the titles of the songs and the artists and stuff scrolling on by so people knew what we were listening to. So you'll see that for a bit. And you also see me doing a bunch of other random stuff. And that's, again, just from the live stream. But most of it is me drawing. And the end bit here when I'm actually finishing coloring was recorded at other... I say one more time, I swear. It was recorded after the fact and was not done on live stream. So you'll notice some lighting changes. You'll notice some stuff that I'm trying to get all the kinks worked out. Excuse me. With my traditional setup. If you watch my room tour that I posted, you'll see that I have a new boom arm for... It's not really a boom arm. I got an arm for my camera to make it easier to record things. So... I'm still trying to get all of that worked out. You'll also see my head pop in and out because, again, I haven't learned how to record without my head getting in the damn way. But, yeah, I'm learning how to get that up. I think I'll definitely move it closer next time. This feels like really, really far away, and you can't see me do all the details and stuff later on with the coloring and even with the actual drawing. So I will definitely be trying to fix that later on. But again, this is just a rough run of me doing traditional art a bit more often. Unlike with digital art, see, with digital art, I don't have to worry about things like lighting and time of day and all that jazz because my desk is right next to a big, massive window in my room. So lighting plays a lot of importance when I'm doing art or when I'm drawing traditionally or filming like sketchbook tours and stuff. So I have to think about that a lot, but with digital art, I don't have to do that. And so that's why a lot of my videos, one, I'm more comfortable as a traditional artist, and two, because I don't have to think about that. I can just come home from work, start up my computer, start up OBS, and start working on, my digital art pieces. Whereas with traditional art, I have to think about lighting, and I have to think about, making sure everything is in focus and on camera and all that jizzy jazzy razzmatazzy, and it just takes up more time. So traditional videos are usually recorded over a weekend rather than throughout the week. But that could change in the future if I get a better lighting setup to make everything seem more consistent. But otherwise, it's still going to be mostly digital. I'm going to try and do more traditional, but we'll see. We'll see where the wind takes us. Another upgrade I got was I got a new mic. In my room tour, you saw I had a blue snowball microphone, which was good, but I dropped it one too many times and it was starting to get all crackly and gross, and I got a wicked sweet deal on a blue Yeti, which is a much nicer, from the same company kind of microphone. So I could not pass that up, and I got that. So if my audio sounds just a wee bit better, or you're hearing stuff that you didn't normally hear, that's probably why I haven't got all the settings on that just right yet. But here I am moving on to inking. Again, this was drawn in a Canson Mixed Media sketchbook, and I'm inking it with my Copic multiliners. I used 0.3 and 0.1 for this. And I think I go back with my Pilot brush pen later on and do a thicker outline just to make it pop off the background. But yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I'm working on inking. Again, I wish I could have gotten the camera closer so you could see more of me actually drawing things and not just my big stupid head. But again, that's something for the future. And you'll see a second set of hands pop in and out, and that is my friend Brooke. She was on the live stream with me and we chatted and fooled around on the camera and stuff. So those are the extra set of hands you see popping in and out, in case you were wondering how I grew, more hands to do this. So I'm moving on to the skin now. I'm coloring it in Prismacolor pencils. A lot of people who see my work on like Instagram and stuff, and if you want to see more of my traditional work, definitely check out my Instagram. I post a lot, if not all of it, on there. A lot of people ask how I get my colors so smooth looking, and I do a technique called burnishing, which is pressing down pretty hard on the pencils to make them blend together. I wouldn't recommend it for larger pieces, but in the size I work, it works fairly well. But definitely not for larger pieces. That would just eat your pencils alive, and it eats mine alive. But That's how I get everything so smooth and blended. I layer in the way I layer doesn't require too many of them, and I use nice bold colors for shadows and stuff. So I don't, like I said, I don't need as many layers, and the technique of working from mid-tone to light to dark really helps with that burnishing technique, because eventually you do get that bloomy, waxy buildup, and you can't. Oh, there's a ribbit. I forgot she put Ribbit's feet on the picture during the stream. It helps prevent that. It gets that waxy buildup, and it. I don't lost train of thought. Waxy buildup, yay! No, burnishing builds that up fast, so you have to really think about what colors you're using. I limit it to about 4 or 5 when I'm shading, and you have to think about how much you can do before you just can't layer anymore. And that's why a lot of people don't use the burnishing technique, but I love how smooth it gets over taking, 600 years to individually layer, 10 or 12 different colors to get everything to look right. And color pencils are time consuming enough as with burnishing, and I just don't have the patience to do it the other way. So yeah, I live with the waxy, bloomy buildup during burnishing. So I'm moving on. I'm finishing up her hair, and I think that's where I ended the live stream, was after I finished Zelda's hair. And so we should be shifting on into the stuff I recorded that wasn't on live stream here in just a second, where I finished it up. And here we go. You can see everything just boop disappeared, because it was a different day, different time, working on stuff differently. So it's a little less sped up here too, because the live stream footage was like 3 hours worth of footage, and I only had to cut out bits and pieces where I wasn't working and just farting around. Whereas with this footage, it was all me working straight through, so I could just speed it up less like I would a regular traditional speed paint. But I'm really happy with the way this turned out. It wasn't anything spectacular. I find I don't do a lot of excuse me, I'm still a bit sick. I find I don't do a lot of really, what's the word, skill pushing pieces traditionally with my sketchbooks and stuff, because digital art is where I really excel at that, where I really want to, do crazy poses and perspective and, try all these intricate details and stuff. And I do that sort of with my traditional art, but with my traditional art, it's really just a sort of, I'm just going to draw whatever I want kind of feeling. I'm not going to think about, it's where I go to turn off the learning portion, I guess, of my brain. I'm still learning, obviously. I'm still improving just as a natural manner, but I'm not making an effort, I guess. I don't make an effort in my sketchbook. It's just where I can come and unwind and scribble whatever I feel like and color whatever I feel like without the pressure of gotta always be improving, gotta always be creating. You know what I mean? It's just where I sort of turn my brain off, draw whatever, even if it's the same hand-on hip pose 6 times. It's what I felt like drawing, so it's what I drew. I'm really happy with how the blues came out on this. The blue pencils were so nice and creamy. Oh man, not as creamy. Gray colored pencils, specifically Prismacolors, are so smooth and creamy to blend. I love it. But the blues, they really came out. It really popped, and I think it really works with her color scheme. So that's what I'm working on right here. Her color scheme wasn't overly complicated, at all. So it was really nice to just sort of tone it down and just take it easy and work on something digital. And you can see the lighting has subtly shifted because, I'm working on this over the course of hours, and it's all sped up and stuff. So the daytime is changing. And like I said, my lighting is not ideal. Hopefully we'll be moving soon, and I can get someplace where the main source of light isn't a massive window and a light bulb above my head. I do have an OT light, like I showed in my room tour, but it's not the greatest. It's not the best for all of this. It tries its best. It tries its best. That's what it does. Oh, goodness. I've literally just been rambling for the past 9 minutes. This is a 10-minute video, if you're wondering. A 10-minute video, and I'm just talking about nothing. What is there to talk about besides how much I really love Breath of the Wild, and how much I love Zelda in Breath of the Wild? I was really on a kick when I drew this, because I just finished, I can take my Switch to work, and when I'm not drawing or working or whatever, I can play my Switch, and I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild. I played it for a while when I first got my Switch last year, and then I just kind of set it down and moved on. And then I picked it back up again because of all the DLC and stuff that came out, and was playing around with that. And I actually went in and finished the main storyline, which is where I beat Ganon and stuff. I expected Ganon to be harder. Like, I guess that's a typical thing with Legends of Zelda's. You expect Ganon to be harder than he is. Like, of course, they build him up as, like, the ultimate evil, and story-wise he is. But he's really easy if you do the whole storyline. Like, if you get all the Divine Beasts and you have the Master Sword and stuff, he's not that difficult. I was super spooked for nothing. But that is wrapping up this video. If you like what you see, don't forget to click that like button. You can subscribe for a new video from me every single week. If you want a notification, you can click that bell. And a special thank you to my patrons over on Patreon, Adrian Scribbles and Parzavale. You guys are the best, and you guys watching this video are the best too. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.